Today we're going to be doing a glitter and jewel embellished manicure. Okay, so I'm not going to use a colour on this. I've got this holographic glitter polish, which is a nice milky tone, and I'm going to start off just very lightly applying a layer of that. And what's nice about glitter is because it's so textured, it doesn't matter if you make a little mistake, it won't really show. So you can do it really quickly. Just make sure, as always, you get right to the sides of the nail. Okay, so that's the first application. I'm now going to use some white holographic mid-sized glitter. It can be bought from good nail supply shops or art shops. It can be a little bit like toxic waste, as in it contaminates everything else in your kit. So I've got an old top coat that I'm going to use specifically for applying the glitter. So I just blob a little amount of the glitter and just pull it along to the edge of the nail. And I'm going to use the polish remover, clean my brush before I put it back in the bottle, and then do the same for all the other nails. So what I'm going to do is make the shading slightly darker at the tip. So I'm using another ready-made glitter polish. This has blue and pink glitter in it, and just very lightly dab just literally onto the tip of the nail. So you want to cover really just the actual tip, or what we call in the biz the free edge. So already that's looking quite impressive, but just for the finishing touch, I'm going to use some little crystals which I get from bead shops or art shops. The trick is to make it look as impressive as possible is to vary the sizes, and I'm going to use just a little bit of top coat as a glue. I like to use my finger to pick them up, and then you push it down into the polish and you should find that set really, really well. And then I'm going to use a couple of smaller ones just to make it look more interesting. You can use something sharp to press it into place. If you want to press it quite firmly down into the polish so it stays put. And then finally, I'm going to apply a little bit more polish here because it'll be drying by now. Some of the little tiny ones, just to give it some variety. And that's it. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do the colour change manicure. The colours I've picked are based around this season's hottest shade by Chanel, and I've used less expensive brands to show that you can still achieve a very expensive look just in the way you apply it. So we've got the American Apparel, the Essie, Model's Own, Elle and another Essie colour. You don't have to use blue and green. I've got purples here, so you can see I've just selected purples from all different brands, where you start with a nice rich dark going down to a very pale lilac. So we've already shaped the nails and tied the cuticles, and now we're going to degrease the nail plate. First of all, with polish remover, clean off all the grease and dirt, as it makes the surface of the nail a little bit more porous so that the polish will grip, so you'll get a longer lasting manicure. And then I'm going to use a nail dehydrator, which completely removes any trace of grease. So now we get to the base coat. Nice thin layer, should be very quickly applied. So what you'll find is, if you've applied it thin enough, by the time you've finished one hand, the first nail should be dry. So we're going to apply the polishes in the reverse order. So this will be the thumb, this will be the little finger. So I'm going to start with the blue first. Just make sure you've got enough polish on your brush to cover the nail, so you don't have to go back in to the bottle, because that's where you start to make a mess, dries out and you get brush marks. So moving on to the next colour, which is an aquamarine. So I'm going from blue to green. And because with these pastel colours, to be really precise with your polish so it doesn't streak or go patchy, so it's best to do less. So I'm just making sure I get right into the side. Now we're getting slightly more green with the colour. And right into the cuticle there, and down the side wall. And just use my thumbnail to clean it. So you've got right to the edge, and we've got a slightly darker green. And finally, our emerald green. So on the second coat, you should see perfectly applied, no streaks or uneven patches, and that's what you're aiming for. Less is more when it comes to polish application, because the more you mess around with it, the worse it looks. After the second application, you can really see how the colours pop out, and you've got that colour change ombre effect. I'm going to seal the polish with my favourite top coat, Seche Vite. Very quick drying, beautiful glossy finish, and is essential to make sure your manicure lasts for several days. And there we go, a colour change manicure. Okay, this look is the kind of abstract animal print. The important thing is to use contrasting colours, so you'd use a light for the base and then something darker or very vibrant to do the actual pattern on top. Today I'm using Blow by Elle TV.